Um, as I always say, I didn't really intend on becoming a jewelry designer, and I really was passionate about studying chemistry and mixing it with fine arts and pursuing a career in conservation and restoration of paintings. As things change, it changed with me when I went to Central St. Martin's for my foundation year. I took 3 short courses. One of them was painting, which I thought was my thing. It happened to be completely wrong, and it was just more like a hobby rather than a career path. Then I took fashion design. I hated it. It was too competitive. It was too difficult. Not my thing. And I also took jewelry design, which I really liked because it was very intricate. It was very detailed. Lots of detailed carving, handwork. So I fell in love with that. And my tutor at the time, he said, "Why don't you actually apply for a BA in jewelry design and see if you get in, if it's really like your thing." So I did. I got in, thankfully, and the rest is history. Fashion is trend dependent, seasonal, whereas style is how you interpret that, mix it with things that you've had from past seasons, things that are sentimental and define you and becomes you ultimately. Social media, blogs, online channels, it's made people more aware of what they wear, what they become, what they represent, how they should dress, and how they should express themselves. So I think that's why people over the past, let's say, 4 or 5 years have been so much into it, more than before, including myself. I probably would not have really cared what I would wear to work, but now I really do. When I wake up, I think about it. Okay, what am I going to wear? How does it represent me? Does it match my mood? And I go with that, and I believe a lot of people are like that these days. I would say the more traditional way of designing a piece is to do a mood board, research, drawing, design development, sketches, product making, model making, and after the prototypes are approved and you're happy with it, then you do the mass production. But for me it's slightly different because I'm more of a hands-on person. I really like to be involved in the whole process and to feel the pieces rather than just directly making it from off paper. So I have most of my ideas in my head, like Gaudi, Gaudi from Barcelona, architecture. He always had things in his head, and when he died, people didn't know what was really up with this design development because he kept it there. And I guess I'm a bit like him. I really like to just go from my imagination onto waxes, model making, and yeah, that's me. Everywhere, from my friends to people walking down the street, to my culture, my Persian roots, blogs, trends, everything, stones. I've also been told is that you can tell that my jewelry is made by someone from the Middle East because it has a lot of gold, very strong color combinations. It's a lot of turquoise, a lot of lapis lazuli, carnelian agate, vintage carved agate, labradorite, which I absolutely adore. And these pieces these kind of stones, colored stones, are very much present in the Iranian architecture, in the mosques, stained glass, windows, everything. So I think, yeah, it must definitely subconsciously have some sort of influence in my design. I think it's always a very good selling point because a lot of people relate to these kind of celebs and they appreciate their styles. It gives them a palette to work from when they're dressing themselves or when they go shopping. So yes, of course, it's really, really helpful. For example, when Olivia Palermo wore my Olivia Rose ring, hence the name Olivia Rose ring, people showed more interest in that specific product, although it was the same product and it was as it was since the beginning. I think just by her wearing it, it became almost a bit more important or people just saw it in a different light. And same with other pieces, like the unicorn ring when Leona Lewis wore it, or the same ring when Lena Perminova, the Russian goddess, as I say, she wore it, or Rita Ora with a dagger necklace. People just relate to it more, and it's always helpful. Now, as for social media, for my kind of business, as it's fashion based and it's really retail dependent, it helps a lot because I think customers feel very much connected to the person behind the brand. Tools like Instagram, for example, it's been the best tool for me as opposed to Facebook and Twitter. It's more direct, it's more personal, it's very visual, and I think people are so limited on time that this kind of media helps them just to look at an image, like it or dislike it, and from there on decide whether they want it or not. So it's become very, very quick. See, want, buy. So it helps.